I get it. Eating healthy is hard. Foods that are good for you aren't always all that good. But us here at A Cooking Thing, we believe that you can have the power in your hands to shape your own food destiny. I think this chipotle chicken salad with cilantro lime dressing is going to change your mind about health foods and their relationship with delicious flavor. So we're going to start with the thing that takes the most time, which for this particular recipe is some pickled red onions. Red onions really do hold a lot of natural bitterness because at an early age, they were told that when people are using that whole ogres are like onions metaphor, they're really not talking about them, they're talking about yellow onions, and they loved Shrek so much, so it kind of just bums them out. So we need to get all of this bitterness out and draw in some of those natural ice cream sundae sweetness flavors, like the one seen in Holes starring Shia LaBeouf in a pre-Psych Dule Hill.
I can fix that.
I know you can, Sam, the Onion Man, and we're fixing it the way you did, pickling, which means for me, it's time to bust out that mandolin that I asked Santa for Christmas in 2012 and am only just now actually using for the first time. Well, how hard could this thing be to figure out, right? Okay, technical details have been negotiated, so let's get to slicing. Yeah, that's nice. Honestly, you can just do this with a knife. I just wanted an excuse to actually use this thing and its fancy little food bowler hat. Look at that. Hello, I'm Fancy Onion. Pip in the lock, yes. Anyway, we're on the stovetop now, where we're adding 2 cups of apple cider vinegar, 2 cups of water, a 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, some peppercorns, and some garlic bulbs. We're going to gently stir these, letting the minerally things dissolve until it starts to come together into a nice simmer. While that's going on, let's get our onions into a glass sealable container. Most people use mason jars because they have a much better sealing mechanism, which allows these things to last much longer. This batch isn't going to last us that long, so I'm going to use this, but you can use whatever method you want. I'm not your parent and or legal guardian. I have no say in what you do, really. You don't even have to do any of this if you don't want, but you should. It's good. We need to add the still hot liquid to the bowl of red onions, seal and let rest at room temperature for 1 hour before fridging. On now to the next little elf on the shelf. I have a bunch of leftover tortillas that are starting to go a little stale, and according to the salad wizard, salads need a little surprise crunch, so let's make some homemade tortilla strips. I have 2 large tortillas here, which I'm chopping into thin strips. I know, this is the brain equivalent of sending a man to the moon levels of calculations and careful measurements, but bear with me, it'll make sense, I promise. Let's get them into a bowl for some reason, sprinkle about a tablespoon or so of olive oil on there, some salt and garlic powder for a little bit of flavor, and get it nice and mixed. Good enough. Now stick with me because this bit's a little bit challenging. We're going to preheat the oven to 350 Fahrenheit, then lay the tortilla strips onto a baking tray. Carefully, oh, no, I'm really not being that careful. Yeah, these really don't need that much work. Okay, pop them in the oven for about 15 minutes or so until they develop a little bit of color and start to feel a crunch factor the likes of which Captain Crunch himself has never crunchitized. Turn the oven off and leave the door ajar for another 15 minutes to let them dry out just a little bit more. Now, no salad would be complete without a dressing, and this little cilantro lime number is one of my all-time GOATs. That stands for greatest of all time for those who don't speak sports or video games or farm animal. I got a ticket for the long way round. Call me Jason Moore in Universal Pictures. My phone number is in the phone book. I assume. I don't know how phone books work. To our vessel, which does have perfect pitch, goes a bunch of cilantro. 2 bottle whiskey for the... No, not doing that. Not with the food in there, dummy. Next, we're going to add 1/3 cup of either sour cream or low-fat Greek yogurt. Either works. Squeeze the juice of 1 lime, then the secret ingredient. I like to add a little bit of pickled jalapenos to get that vinegar in there and to give it a little bit of kick. This is optional, but if you don't, just add a splash of apple cider vinegar. Okay, wrapping up now with a little bit of salt and pepper, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and about a tablespoon of refreshing, life-saving, hydrating water. If you can't get it from an enchanted spring or well, tap or whatever is fine. Blend, 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 and pause. Give it a taste. What does it need? In this case, I actually kind of nailed it. No notes, honestly. I never nail it in one, so I'm quite proud of what I've accomplished today. If there were a salad dressing Oscars, I would probably boycott, but I would secretly be honored to be nominated. Now, the whole point of this salad is it's healthy, it's quick, it's easy, and it's delicious. So we're doing chipotle chicken for a little bit of protein, but we're not going overboard with a fancy marinade or anything. Take your chicken breast, divide it in half, and pound it out so that it's as even as possible in thickness across the whole thing. This ensures an even cooking time. We're simple, humble farm folk here in Gunderson Valley, except for my neighbor Kenny, who's in real estate, and we do simple seasoning. Garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and dried chipotle. A lot of places you can find chipotle powder, that works too, just not quite as much. Anyway, back onto the stove with a non-stick pan that has been lightly greased with olive oil and that has been heated slightly. Drop that chicken on there like it's the hottest track out of Nashville since Nashville hot chicken, but it's not, it's still cold. But not for long. Keep an eye on it and flip. Then lid the whole affair till the chicken reads an internal temperature of 165 Fahrenheit. Now for this salad, let's iterate on the themes that we've employed so far by thinly slicing a red pepper and a little bit of avocado too. That's nice. Now we set up our bed of spring mix leafy greens because the variety is nice and also the fiber. Chopped that chicken into thin strips. Lots of strips in this salad. Just noticing this now, maybe I should have diversified my shapes more, but whatever, it's too late. Let's lay that chicken down the middle, adorn with our veg, fan out the avocado, sprinkle on those tortilla strips, lay down some cotija cheese or feta if you can't find cotija, throw on a pile of our pickled onions and drizzle the whole affair with that cilantro lime dressing. Bam, as Emerald would say to wake up his camera people. A healthy, easy, and seriously quite amazingly delicious salad. Listen, you get a little bit of everything all at once and you're going on a culinary ride with these tangy, spicy, a little sweet, a little herby layers to it that hit you in waves. The textures are all there. It's a thing of beauty. I dig it, just like holes. It's a callback to holes. If you're still watching, you done good. You should check out some of my other videos. Give this one a like, subscribe, stick around, put me on as background noise while you cook for your neighbor who just had a kid who will not stop screaming. Anyway, till next time.
I say, might you point me to the nearest onion haberdassery? I must find the proper cummerbund to accompany my petticoat.